Are we operational?
We are green light go.
Green light go. Hey, everybody. It's Ron Bass with another edition of the Ron Bass Show. It's your source for inspiration, motivation, encouragement.
Yes. Oh, right.
Occasionally some humor.
Sometimes.
Mr. Brent Atterbury.
Sometimes.
Our executive producer. Mr. Marketing Guru himself.
Glad to see you.
Glad to see you.
Yeah. It's
been
a bit.
Has it been a bit?
Yeah.
You've been traveling.
I'm traveling just a little bit, so our podcast is a little delayed. Sorry about that, folks. My fault. But
your fault.
It's my fault.
I'm blaming you.
My
for
fault.
that.
Just 2 days.
Some of our subscribers are chomping at the bit, wanting to see the new video.
What does that mean?
It's an old saying about horses. When they're on they put the bit in the mouth and they chomp.
Oh yeah.
It means they're anxious.
Anxious.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about anxiousness.
Chomping at the bit.
Speaking of anxiousness, one of my students the other night was going through a panic attack. It was very sad. He was shaking. I mean, literally. This guy's like 13, and he's shaking. And I remember when I was young, I went through the same thing.
Wow.
It's pretty much a brain chemistry problem, you know. And so, the bottom line is, and I saw him again a couple nights later. He's doing better. But I talked to his mother. It's a sad deal because it's danged if you do, danged if you don't. If you get on meds, you're probably going to get addicted, which is what happened to me, the downers, the benzos. If you don't get on the meds, you probably wind up doing street medication like marijuana or alcohol or worse. It's a tough gig. And panic attack, anxiety, you know, these kinds of things, when it's really at that level, it's probably inherited because his mother said, yeah, I was the same way when I was young, so it's probably genetics. It's really unfortunate, but I told her, I said, there's just not going to be any easy answer.
So did she outgrow it?
She said she just got better at it, and we talked about it. I said,
Okay,
well, but she went through the same thing I did. She got addicted to the drugs, eventually had to get off. She's probably 30, 35 now. And she's sober now.
Yeah.
But I told her, I said, it's just sad because there's no simple answer. And we talk about this all the time, guys, about any kind of challenge in life or any kind of struggle. It's like there's just not any simple solutions. Mm-hmm. You can't kid yourself to think that you can just take there's a magic bullet. There just isn't.
Right.
You're going to have, counseling and good friendships and a lot of prayer. And what helped me the most of anything other than prayer and being around good people was exercise. We talk about it every day. Because at least with exercise, it replaces that addiction replaces the drug addiction. And it's really good for the brain chemistry. Kind of levels you out, keeps you more calm. It's not perfect, but it's better than the alternative, in my opinion. So I thought I'd throw that in there. It's like every day, I see things that are so disturbing, and it's very disheartening, but it's reality. You guys out there probably know somebody, maybe yourself, maybe you've got a bad case of anxiety or depression, and it's not that easy to handle. But we talk about it all the time. There's medical sources, there's resources, there's counseling, there's your rabbi or your minister, there's good friends, people that can listen to you and can encourage you. But guys, not to sound like a broken record, but exercise should be at the minimum that you should do every day to improve your life. Some kind of exercise. Brent walks every day. I'm at the gym every day. I do martial arts in the evening. I'm not running marathons. I'm not doing trying to be in the Olympics. It's not that. It's just, 20, 30 minutes a day, an hour a day of some kind of cardio-driven exercise. You could just do sit-ups and pull-ups and push-ups and walk for 30 minutes. And I promise you, it's going to be 10 times better to do that than do nothing. 100 times better.
Yes.
Now, if you're younger and you got more energy and you could afford a gym membership, do that. That's my preference to suggest to you that would be the better way. But hey, you don't have to have a gym to work out. Okay, one of our subscribers sent me a message. I think it was the week before. I might have talked about it a little bit, but they were suggesting that they were so stressed out that they couldn't sleep. I think we talked about this a little bit, and I commented to them, hey, one of the things that I do in the evening is I like to work out an extra workout in the evening because it makes me tired. And then when I go home, I take a hot shower on top of that. I'll have a snack, and the combination of that, I can't keep my eyes open. Now, I might wake up 2 or 3, 4 hours later to go pee, but other than that, you're going to get a pretty good night's sleep, I think. There again, you can get on medication. You get on medication, it's very addictive. It's a big problem with these meds because you go have an operation and they give you the pain pills and you take them like you're supposed to, but there comes a point in there where it's not just relieving the pain, it makes you feel high or euphoric. And then the next thing you know, you're wanting more, and the doctor says, oh, no, I can't give you any more. And then you start talking to your neighbors and friends, oh, I got some extra hydrocodones. And in my case, I was actually buying them off the street or going to different doctors and lying about, oh, my back hurts me and stuff like that. It's a bad deal, man. You can't, anytime you get on narcotics, it's got to be very short-lived. Very short-lived. It's a tough gig because if you don't take meds, you're going to be in a lot of distress, a lot of pain. If you do take them, you're likely to get addicted. I see it every day, and it's the same story. Oh yeah, I had an operation and they gave me these meds, and then I started, craving them after I got off, and I borrowed some from my neighbor, and then I started buying them on the street. Now I'm 10 years into it. It controls your life. It's horrible. I did it for years and years, and it's just horrible. So you got to break those chains, guys. If you're going through that, hit me up, send me a comment, and I will respond to you privately and give you some more details on what I think would help you, or at least I can encourage you and listen to you, because I've been there. And I used to think, well, I'm a business guy. I'm just taking pills. I'm not a drug addict. No, I'm a drug addict. It's terrible, but you delude yourself into believing that you're not that guy, but you are that guy. When you look in the mirror, guys, every morning, you've got to say to yourself, okay, I have to be honest. Do I like that guy in the mirror? Or like that girl in the mirror? Do I not like that person in the mirror? What do I need to do to make my life better? And you have to face things head on. There's a lot of things in my life that I'm not comfortable to do, but I do it because I can't be that guy that doesn't face my fears. It's uncomfortable, but after I face my fears and I engage, you know what? I feel like $1 million. There's nothing like that feeling of overcoming fear, overcoming struggle. I told my students today, or last night, well, some of my employees today, I'm in the music business also, Soar High Records, if you want to go to my YouTube channel, or I guess that's the only thing we have. We don't have a website, right?
No.
So it's just Soar High Records. I think we've only got one video on there right now, but it'll give you some idea. And so we bring artists in and we have shows and things like that. But I was telling my new producer today, I said, look, there's no easy way to get to where you want to get to. It's just hard work every day. You have to be consistent and you have to put the time in. And if you don't, you're kidding yourself. I don't care if it's music, if it's marketing, if it's martial arts, if it's setting certain athletic goals. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing, and it works the same way. If you put in the time and the effort and the energy, you're going to make progress. I don't have all the answers, but I have some of them because I'm living those answers every day, and I follow these very simple, basic rules. At any rate, so back to the person that's having trouble sleeping. I get it. Sometimes if I have a bad night, I don't sleep really good, I take a nap. Maybe when the phone's kind of calmed down in the middle of the afternoon, maybe I'll have a snack and then I'll just kind of sit back in my chair and close my eyes for 5 minutes. It's very refreshing. In fact, they say that a 5-minute nap is almost like a good night's sleep. I don't know how they arrive at that, the scientists or the people that do studies, but that's what they claim. And I know when I'm traveling and I get sleepy, I'll pull over like in a rest stop, 5 minutes, and man, I'm just wide awake after that. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So must have some merit to what they're saying. At any rate, I was telling somebody the other day, don't sweat the small stuff. Everything is small stuff. So in other words, don't worry about anything, guys, because it's not going to change anything to worry. Yes, I know we're humans and we're going to be nervous and worried, but it doesn't change anything. So just next time you feel nervous or you're worried, just close your eyes and set it to the side. Open your eyes, smile real big, and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to move forward with my life. And all these things that are making me crazy right now, I'm just going to put them over here on the side. And I'm going to move forward. Sometimes I make a list, a really long list of things that are bothering me. It's really interesting. I do this every day. And then I'll look at this list later in the day or in the evening, and it's like, wow. And I'll start coming up with answers and solutions to overcome those things that I don't like.
Is your list very long?
It's a long list.
Wow.
It's a long list.
A lot of things
I don't know
bother
why
you.
I'm so complicated. I told somebody the other day that being ambitious is almost like a curse because you can't give up. Your brain won't let you quit. It's fascinating. On the other side of the coin, I guess, people that are not ambitious, they're not very accomplished. So, yin and yang, right? At any rate, one last, or a couple more things. Remember the show on TV, ABC Wide World of Sports years ago? They always had this saying, I think we talked about this once before, it was the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
Yes.
And the thrill of victory was a guy going over the pole, like vaulting over the pole vaulting, and the agony was the guy that was going downhill on the skis, and he was tumbling, I think is what it was. And I never will forget that, but I apply that to real life. Think about it. The thrill of accomplishment and the heartache of losing. It's the same thing, right? Whether it's sport or real life. I just think that was one of the coolest phrases I've ever heard.
Yep. I remember that.
ABC Wide World of Sports.
Howard Cosell.
Howard Cosell. This is back in the 70s, probably. Wow.
Long time ago.
A long time ago, right?
Yeah. That was back in the olden days.
Man.
Did they have color TV?
You know, it was all black and white when I started.
Okay.
Yeah, no cell phones.
No.
No computers.
No.
Wow. I'm old. That's crazy,
You said
guys. But you know what? Just because you're old doesn't mean you have to act old, feel old.
No.
In fact, speaking of old, this is an interesting story. Last night, one of my students, one of my coaches, he's got two young children. One's like 6, one's like 3. And the 6-year-old just had to talk to me. I mean, he was in my ear. I wasn't able to train like I normally train because he wanted to tell me some stuff. He wanted to talk to me. And then he got obsessed with my age. He said, "How old are you?" I said, "I'm old, man." He said, "How old are you?" I said, "I'm ancient." And he said, "How old are you?" And so I finally wrote it down, and he couldn't read. He can't read or write, I guess, or not well. And he just kept on and on. And he started guessing numbers. And finally he got pretty close, and it's like, oh my goodness. I mean, he was obsessed with my age. I don't know why. It's crazy. And this kid is so talented, man. He's doing a jiu-jitsu tournament tomorrow. He's like 6 years old. And he wanted to show me all of his moves that he's going to use in the tournament tomorrow.
That's great.
There's nothing like kids, man. There's nothing like seeing these kids learn martial arts. And it's just great. There's nothing like that, man. It's my favorite part of the evening.
Great.
Okay, one last thing, and I'll let you tell me some breaking news. Oh, and by the way, one other thing. By the way, I know.
And one
more thing. I've said this before, but the old saying is, if you shoot to the top of the house, you don't get off the ground. But if you shoot to the moon, you might get to the top of the house. So it's always a good idea, in my opinion, to set big goals, lofty goals, because you'd be surprised how much further you'll get than if you set very small, tiny goals. It's my opinion.
Some people say you should set attainable goals because
I
you'll
think
be
that's
disappointed
right.
every time.
I think you should have 2 goals every day. One should be short-term, one should be long-term. I thought about that the other day. I was thinking, I'm working 2 war fronts every day. Short-term, which is making a living. Long-term, which is creating bigger success. But you have to work them almost simultaneously,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
No, you do.
Not that anybody wants to hear my opinion. Okay, procrastination. One last thing, and I'm going to let Brent give us his 2 cents worth. Where did that come from? 2 cents?
I don't know. That's not very much.
No, there must have been a time it was worth something.
I think it's worth maybe 5 cents. Maybe 10.
Procrastination. Why are people Why do we put things off? Made a little list. Why do you think people put things off?
Fear.
It's on my list.
Good.
What else?
Confidence. Is that the same as fear?
Lack of confidence.
Lack of confidence.
What else?
They don't create a plan to get what they're trying to get.
I hadn't
maybe.
thought about that. I think laziness has a lot to do with it.
Yes.
Where does laziness come from?
Well, to me, it's like taking the drug. It's the easy way out.
I think
it's easier not to do it than it is to do it.
I think there's a correlation between laziness and depression. Like
I don't know.
a sense of I can't. In other words, I'm locked in. I can't. Nothing I do works. So screw it.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly probably right with that analysis, but I bet I'm in the neighborhood. It may not be the only reason people are lazy, but I think it's some of it.
Yeah.
I think another reason is association. If you grow up in a home where nobody's working, everybody's trying to cheat the system, influence, you become who you surround yourself with. Fear of failure. I think a lot of people just don't make an effort because they're afraid that they're not going to look good because they're not going to win, so they're going to look bad, so they just don't try. It's like doing tournaments. When I do jiu-jitsu tournaments, one of the biggest reasons people don't compete is because they don't want to look bad if they lose. They're afraid of their image, their ego, and particularly coaches. I disagree with all that. I think you should get out there and throw your hat in the ring and compete regardless, whatever your sport is. Take your shot, man. Keep throwing that mud against the wall. Sooner or later, something's got to stick. All right. Mr. Annaberry, what you got to say?
Well, do you like Cheetos?
I love Cheetos. One of my favorite things.
Wow. Do you look? It leaves that stuff on your fingers.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Kind of messy.
Yes.
Do you look at the Cheetos when you eat them? I know I don't. I just wolf them down.
No, I don't look at them.
Yeah. Well, you need to look at them. Pay attention because recently a Pokemon-shaped Cheetos sold at auction for a whopping $87,840.
Oh my gosh.
It was in the shape of a Pokemon Charizard. I don't even know what that is.
I don't either.
But it was on Sunday. It just happened.
87.
So, yeah, look at it. I don't know what
Is this the world that we live in? Oh my God. Who in the world has got $87,000 to spend on something like that?
A Cheeto.
That is crazy.
Wow. So, folks, look at your Cheetos.
Look at your Cheetos.
Before you munch and chomp down on them.
That's hilarious.
Okay. Also, today is Respect Your Cat Day.
Okay.
It's also Wear a Hat Day.
Okay.
And the most important one is Something on a Stick Day.
Something on a stick day.
Yeah, like, like
a hot dog
on a stick, corn dog on a stick.
Okay.
You've seen at the fairs and festivals.
Oh, I got you.
They chicken on a stick, Yeah.
That's interesting.
So, anyway.
Speaking of cats, I saw one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I pulled up to a stoplight, and the car in front of me, on the back of the car, and there were all these stickers about cats, and it said Cadillac. Instead of Cadillac, it was Cadillac. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But I laugh at just about anything.
Yeah, well, that's good.
The wind blows and I get excited.
That's why I like you, Ron. You laugh at everything I say.
Speaking of comedy, we're going to be doing events here in my dojo beginning next Saturday. And one of the theme nights we're going to do is comedy night, so people can come in and get on stage and do amateur stuff and tell jokes and do their little stint. So that's going to be kind of fun.
Sounds like fun.
Yep. All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
That's all I got. I'm gonna go buy me some Cheetos after
I'm
this.
going to go buy some Cheetos. But you're right about that, man. It's like the only thing that's bad about it is you get so much stuff on your fingers.
Yeah, yeah.
But man, it's good going down.
Oh man, I eat them. Yeah, I don't look at them. I munch them.
There's nothing like Cheetos.
Yum. Eat a whole bag.
I think that's made by the Frito-Lay company. I saw a TV show about them one time, all the stuff they came up with and all the different products and how they came along, and pretty interesting story about that company. I think they're out of Texas, maybe Dallas. Big success story. I think there was a Mr. Lay and a Mr. Frito. I think I saw back in the 20s or 30s maybe. Anyway, so much for that. Well, look, guys, it's just not that complicated. Keep your life simple in terms of how you view it. It's not that tough to understand what it takes to live a successful life. You've got to be sober. You need to work out. You need to get some rest. You need to eat right. Those are basic rules, right? You need to be around really good people. Get rid of the bad people. And if you just follow those 4 or 5 rules, at a minimum, you're going to be a happier person. Now, if you want to go to greater heights and you've got bigger goals and you've got you're really serious about more accomplishments in terms of fitness or business or sport or entertainment, whatever it is, okay, that's maybe to another level. But those basic ingredients that I shared with you is really the essence of what it's going to take to at least get to the point where you can pursue bigger goals. And at a minimum, forget the goals for a minute. Just enjoy your life. It's short, man. I tell my friends all the time, just enjoy every single day and do what's important to you. Do what's good for you. Don't worry about everybody else so much. It's not selfish. It's just that if you live a good life, other people around you are going to be able to benefit from that as well. It's not that complicated, guys. Smile. Put a smile on your face. The old saying, I'm not happy because I smile. I don't smile because I'm happy because I smile. You can make yourself feel better if you just tell yourself to feel better. Now, I know if you've got medical issues and you're struggling medically, I get it. That's a whole other problem. Pain and discomfort and cancer and heart problems. And, there's a lot of heartache out there. I get it, guys. And I feel bad for anybody that's suffering. But even to you guys, you've got to try to follow these rules as best you can to at least try to uplift yourself, even under horrible conditions, because I know some people are going through hell. I get it. And it's terrible. And I've been through that with my family members. It's just terrible. But that's part of life, man. We can't stop certain things. Some things are just going to happen whether we want them to or not. So until that time comes that you expire, as long as you got life in your blood, man, just remember, if you don't give up, eventually those stars, they're going to line up and things are going to be a whole lot better. So up until that time and even after that time, keep your chin up, man, and stay positive.